I found myself ranting and having an argument with myself for about the seventh time today. No, I'm only joking, but it's the same problem I come up against every single day. And that is when a young person experiences struggle, when a young person, okay, I'll give you the backstory. Let's slow down a minute. I'm starting my business. I want to get my life off the ground. I'm very ambitious. I'm very driven. When you grow up in life, the one thing that you're always asked by the trusted elders, the people in schools and education, by people around you, by the older generation, parents, not my parents because my parents are fantastic, but other people getting involved. What do you want to do? What's your purpose? You're asking, at the time, when I was in school, an 18-year-old man, what is my purpose? You're asking an 18-year-old man, what is my purpose? If I was to turn around and flip it back to the person asking the question, what would they say? This old man with a beer belly who burps and farts and gargles when he enters the toilet after he's had his seventh pint from the pub. He goes to the toilet, and for any ladies watching this video, you go into a men's bathroom in a pub or a bar or somewhere in public, all you hear is, as they unfold their belt, like, it's disgusting. So these same people asking me what my purpose is in life as a young man, I'm like, I don't really have a purpose. I'm kind of just going through life, experiencing life and enjoying it. I'm enjoying life in the present moment. I'm not really, life is a long game from my perspective as a young person. We have, yes, a short amount of time, but it's a long game. To have your whole life planned ahead of you at 18 years old is a bit illogical in my eyes. Now, I understand it's okay to plan, it's okay to have goals. Yeah, and sure, you do that as you go along. But these same people asking me, I'll flip it back to them. I'll say, what is your purpose? Are you happy with where you are, Mr. Careers Advisor? Are you happy with what you're doing in your job? And you see it deep down, they don't like what they're doing. They don't enjoy their life. They've been conditioned and programmed to just accept it. Sorry, but that is the truth. They've been conditioned and programmed to accept their life. And so they'll say, you need to figure out what you want to do. Back in my day, and we'll hear this spiel over and over and over again about back in their day. Well, I'm sorry, back in your day, the conditions were actually quite good. I'm not saying they're bad now, but the conditions were quite good. A common thing I'll hear from the elder generation is, well, print your CV off, take it, walk around and hand it in. I have, many times. And to the disingenuous person that you hand it into, they say, oh yeah, we'll take a look at it. You don't hear anything back because companies are not interested in, well, it seems like companies are not interested in young, aspirational, really driven, because I am really driven and I am really competitive, competing in this game of life. If I've gone to the effort gone out my way to go to a company, I'm like, look, I want to work for you. I want to bring my skills, bring my drive, and in return, I just want some money. You go to these, I'm not going to call them shit jobs because a job is a job, and if you're getting money in, that's great, that's fantastic. But you go to these low-end skilled jobs, you try everything, you can even have interviews with them, and you'll hear nothing back. And that's even if they're hiring. A lot of these companies just have job applications open. I think it's for an ego thing, just to see, oh, look at all these people applying. No, obviously it's not that. It's because they can pick whenever they want. So the companies are never lacking in workforce. They're never lacking in people manpower. But you have 1,000 applications from predominantly young people, but older people as well. I'm not blaming it entirely on the older generation because there are some great guys out there and great men and women in the older generation that are trying to help the younger generation. But it's the same problem yet again. The vast majority, the general public, the Joe public, the herd mentality. Because I was thinking about it. If you were to ask me what my purpose is now, I could give you an answer. Because at 22 years old, after 4 years of growing up in the real world and getting some real world experience, you start to figure things out, and you figure things out over time. You're never going to have your purpose like that. Some people are naturally interested in stuff. I've never been that way. Some people will say, oh, I'm passionate about maths, physics, numbers. I'm like, how can you be passionate about numbers? Maybe my IQ is just too high that I see past all the bullshit. Like, I can't be passionate about numbers. Like, I don't see what that means. What does that mean? You're passionate about numbers. Okay, fine. But that's something, that's a personal gripe I have. But the one thing you're not allowed to say if people ask you what your purpose is, and what my purpose is now, is I want to be super successful, I want to become the best version of myself, and I want to become an entrepreneur. I want to earn loads of money, I want to help people out, and I want to change the world. You are not allowed to say that. People will recoil back. Oh, how arrogant, how full of himself. People will try to sabotage your journey as well. People don't like entrepreneurs. The herd. The average. The average herd of people do not like outsiders who want to change stuff, who want to change the world. They do not like people who want to improve things for their lives as well. Yet they're happy to spend £20 on tickets to a club, £100 on drinks and alcohol, £200 a month on Netflix subscriptions, because it's not just one Netflix subscription, it's Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, every subscription, Disney Plus, watching useless things. That's another thing. I've never been interested in TV shows or movies. I'm like, I don't like them, guys, right? I can't sit there and watch a TV show or movie. I need to be out there, proactive, doing something. And this leads me on to my next point, which is the environment you're in as a young man who's ambitious and entrepreneurial, who actually wants to make a change in the world. The environment in you in actually does matter. It does matter, and you will be held back by your environment. You can push it as much as you can, but sometimes you can only go so far in the environment you're in. When I went to Thailand, I went travelling for a bit. I thought, okay, I've saved some money up from my job, I've done something for myself, I'm going travelling. It's such an eye-opening experience, and everyone who does it, every young person I've spoken to, or every older person I've spoken to who does it, goes travelling, experiences, sees different cultures. First of all, they realise how shit we are, and how negative and pessimistic this country is, and how dead on arrival the UK is. And as soon as you land back in this country, a wave of depression hits, back to normality. But why does it have to be back to normality? Where is the aspiration? Where is the inspiration? Where is the ambition? In the UK, like, where is it? People have lost hope. You walk around on the streets and you look at people with beer bellies, fat faces, and this is not to insult them, by the way, it's just an objective analyst of the world. Angry faces, screwed up faces, people looking stressed, people looking terrible, walking around, spit dribbling out there. I'm not joking, this is what is going on. Then no one is really excelling. And I even think about London, the one place in the UK that I'd say is kind of worth being at. People leaving that. I walk around, I'm not in London, I'm in the UK. I'm not revealing exactly where, but I'm outside of London in the actual country of this kingdom. And where are the young people? I walk around, there's no young people. It's all I see are these kind of pub dwellers. That's all I see. Pub dwellers. I don't see any young people. I very rarely see a young person that is like-minded to me. It's depressing. Your environment actually does determine a lot of what you can achieve. So when I went to Thailand, it exposed my mind. As you can see this is why I have a map here. Big picture thinking, just looking at the world away from where I am, here, just stuck here. I want to get, the whole world is your playground. This, if it was a video game, is your playground. The world is your playground. That's a good thumbnail. We'll do it that side. The world is your playground. We're not living in, we're not really living in countries anymore. We're living in a globalist world, and whatever your opinions are on that, whether it's the political agendas, I do think being able to go and experience different cultures and countries is a good thing. Travel broadens the mind. But that's been today's rant. I was having this debate with myself. I was like, I'm trying to look for a job, and if there's anyone out there that wants to give an ambitious, level-headed person, young, ambitious, driven person who wants to do big things with his life, then please get in contact. I'm open I can think big. I'm driven, as I've already said, but instead of arguing with myself in my own head, I thought I'd just speak it to the camera, see if anyone out there relates. I can't be the only one. I cannot be the only one that thinks this way. I cannot be the only one that sees the problems. I was watching a Steve Jobs documentary. Steve Jobs was doing a presentation to an audience, and I think someone threw a cheap insult at him. And he was saying, people don't like change. Even if it's good for them, they do not like change. And that's what I'm going to finish the video off with. People are addicted to negativity, especially in the UK. People are addicted to pessimism because it serves as a protective shield against their own inadequacies. I'll leave it there.